Hi friends, it's Laura at Aquamarine 18. Welcome back to another day of 31 days of tarot. Today is day 12, January 12th. So the prompt for the day is to share the type of divination system or tool that isn't tarot that we most worked with in 2019. So divination tool outside of tarot. I think for a lot of us, the answer to this question might be oracle cards. I think it probably is for me, but I have chosen for the purposes of this video, in order to feature some divination tools and systems that I really love and really enjoy, to actually focus on divination systems and tools, not just outside of tarot, but outside of cards altogether. That I've worked with the most in 2019 because I love oracle cards. I'm working on learning Lenormand. Love cards. Like, cards are without a doubt the tool that I go to the most and work with the most frequently, but there are also so many great divination tools out there that are not card based at all. So I would like to talk about the two non-card divination systems that I used the most in 2019. The first one that I would like to show is dice. And I have a great big bag of dice here. Inside the bag of dice, I have some specific dedicated crystals that I keep with them. And I mostly, though not exclusively, but I mostly work with dice using this system. And this is a book called Elemental Divination, a Dice Oracle by Stephen Ball. And this book was published by Llewellyn. I've had this book for quite a while. It was published in 2018. And I feel like I got this book right when it came out. The second I saw this, I knew that this was a thing that I would definitely be interested in. And basically the way that the system of elemental divination with dice works is that each of the 6 numbers of pips on the dice, because the dots on the dice are called pips, not just pip cards, also dice. Each one of the numbers 1 to 6 symbolizes a different element. So for the purpose of this system, those are air, fire, water, earth, sun, and moon. And Stephen Ball talks about what each of these elements mean to him in terms of their associations as energies and how they interact. There's aspects of elemental dignities and affinities here. So if you work with elemental dignities, for example, with tarot, this, like a lot of the content in elemental divination, will be familiar, because the system is really all about how different elements interact with each other. So the kind of most straightforward way that is described to work with the dice involves 3 dice, or you could roll the same. You could roll the same one 3 times, but I like the idea of 3. And so you roll 1 that is symbolizing the kind of existing or pre-existing elemental energy present. A second one, which symbolizes or represents the elemental energy that's like coming in. And then a third one, which indicates whether that new energy coming in is greater in strength or weaker in strength than the energy that was already there. So the way that I usually have is 2 that are the same. So like say these two black dice could be the 2 elements, the new one and the pre-existing one, and the clear could be which one is stronger. There's a lot of different ways you could do this. I have a set of dice of the Platonic solids as well, which are also elementally associated. So these are the 4 Platonic solids for folks who are not familiar with them. You can find them in like game dice for like Dungeons and Dragons and things like that. You can find these. I also bought, thinking that I would use them, and again, this is something I have not learned yet, but something that I would like to someday, that I would use for if I was to learn geomancy for dye and the different colors I associate with the elements. But so the elemental divination involves this 3 rolls of the dice, existing element, new incoming element, and which one is stronger. And so then what the book is all the different combinations, write-ups that are about that long, like a page and a bit or 2 pages, of each possible combination that you could get. And these are just beautifully written. I think that you could use this in a kind of bibliomancy way and just open to a page and read it if you wanted to. I think that Stephen Ball has written these beautifully. They make so much sense to me if you work with elements a lot and their relationships. A lot of it feels really intuitive. So to give an example here, we'll say greater earth over water. So this would be what you would get if you rolled water as the kind of existing elemental energy at play, earth as an energy that's coming in, and that relationship dice saying that the earth energy coming in is greater than the water energy it's coming into. So it's greater earth over water. And so with that, we get the keyword of the reservoir and a little description: a fortunate supply of help, nourishing roots, a friend who aids growth, healthy soil over rock, with channels of water rising through it to nourish the plants at the surface. So earth and water are elements that are harmonious with one another. They get along, and a lot of the book has these kind of descriptions of what this actually looks like, right? Like how water encountering earth is this nourishing and supportive, but earth coming in as lends some solidity and some firmness and some stability to just if there was pure water, right? Earth is something to hold on to. And the first, I'm not going to read this whole description, but the first little paragraph just says, when greater earth provides a solid field of rock and fertile soil over the water beneath, the water becomes a hugely positive influence, feeding and healing the life on the surface. When your mundane concerns are currently slow and stable, reaching down to explore refreshing waters can be very enriching. There is a lot about this reading that points to enrichment, in fact, and it goes on. So I love this book. I think that this is brilliant. It's really affordable. The list price on the cover is $15.99 US dollars. I don't even think I paid that to buy it online. It's a beautiful read, and you could use any dice that you like. You could just look at the book on its own. So this is one that I use all the time, and sometimes I will roll 3 dice with a tarot reading or with an oracle card reading, or a kind of people do card readings of the day or cards of the day, dice roll of the day. Why not? To get a kind of energetic feel, like forecast or feel for the day. I think it's a incredible tool, and I recommend it highly, especially if you work with elemental energies in your practice. The other non-card divination tool I wanted to share that I got in 2019. People will know what this one is by its tag, I'm sure. This is the Journey Tokens by Kelly Fitzgerald of The Truth in Story. And I'll link to the Journey Tokens below where you can get your very own. And this is a casting system of tokens. I also bought, this is separate, but on Etsy, you can buy this. Sorry, I'm losing a piece there. On Etsy, you can buy, I dropped a token. I have to remember to get that afterwards. I keep in the bag. I got this casting cloth on Etsy as well, which is really neat. And it speak of this. You also get your own dice, which comes with the system. But this is a system of tokens. They all have the same back, which is a kind of interlinking web like this. This is the querent and a significant, I think. And so there are all these different symbols in here. And there is a guidebook. There's a PDF guidebook, and then there's also a paper guidebook, which I got both, and explains what all of these are. Though I will say they become very intuitive once you've worked with them for a while. So for example, there are 4 tokens like this, which speak to 4 kind of stages of the life cycle. But also you can see, if you know astrology a little bit, that these are the 4 quadrants of the birth chart, right? So then these series of different tokens, and there are tokens for different elements. There are tokens for some different kind of concepts. There's tokens for animal energy and plant energy. There are tokens for moon phases, with the underline indicating, the underline indicates like the which way up it goes. So you could, if you wanted to kind of do some sort of reversal with a system like this. And this is a casting system. I will say, I'm still trying to figure out the casting. I like to just pull some out of the bag and see which ones come out and lay them out in a line, which is also a way that the book describes. So there's another of the birth chart tokens. And this is also, you can see a pattern. This system of journey tokens is also very elementally based, and that also drew me to this system. So while I haven't worked with this system as a casting system with the cloth as much as I would like, and here's something for me to work more on in 2020, it is, along with the dice oracle, the non-card divination system that I've worked with the most in 2019, drawing out journey tokens and laying it alongside my cards or picking out a few and seeing how they kind of string together in the order that I draw them. I'm really enjoying getting to know this system. It's unlike anything else I've ever worked with, and I've really enjoyed that. And again, it's a system that I recommend checking out if you think you might be interested in it. So I'll share all the descriptions of these 2 systems below. So the 2 non-card divination systems that I've used the most in 2019 are the Elemental Divination Dice Oracle by Stephen Ball and the Journey Tokens created by Kelly Fitzgerald. I'm keen to see what kind of systems others have used, so I'll be checking out other folks' video responses to this prompt. And if you don't make videos but you're interested in sharing, if you like to work with any other non-tarot divination systems, please do comment below. I love your comments and chatting together and hearing what others are working with as well. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. I will see you tomorrow.